Welcome back, everyone. My name is Kalen Rome. You may have seen my studio tour videos that I created last year, and I wanted to revisit the space and showcase some new upgrades I've made. Also, I received a lot of different comments from y'all regarding some questions I asked, so I wanted to address those in this video as well. Overall, I want to share with you 5 different upgrades that you can make to your desk space to help increase your productivity that also blends well with your aesthetics. And don't forget to stay till the end where I have a little bonus section addressing the LED wall, as well as another cool install that I made. It's a little extra, but I like it. All right, up first, we have this upgraded sit-stand desk from IKEA called Idison. Right away, you might be able to tell that the table is thicker. Originally, I purchased the 5/8 inch version from IKEA because they didn't have the proper tabletop in stock. Now, after adding more weight to the older desk, I started noticing the table to start weakening and even bend slightly. So I replaced the tabletop with this one that is over 1 inch thick and way more secure for the heavier gear I want to attach to it. Now, regarding my computer setup, I originally was rocking the Mac Mini along with a large eGPU to help process the rendering. Well, I now have the M1 Max 16-inch laptop and it is phenomenal. I would have waited for the Mac Studio, but I travel a lot and need to edit on the go. Because this laptop also requires 140 watts power supply, I decided to add this little black drawer under the desk to hold the power supply since I need it accessible when I need to leave. Now, to still create the same versatile editing experience as before, I wanted to use my laptop in clamshell mode to save on space and connect it to all my monitors and docks. Now, clamshell mode is where your laptop remains closed, but is still able to process everything by using a monitor, Bluetooth keyboard, and trackpad or mouse. And this is my first upgrade I recommend. Get a nice stand or dock that can hold your laptop while still allowing it to vent properly. I ended up going with this stand from GroveMade. Now, because I love products by GroveMade and how visually beautiful they look, I ended up reaching out to them for this video and they sent me a few products to try out for a review. Here I have their MacBook dock that is very effective with keeping my laptop from ever getting scratched when placing it in the stand. It also has an open gap in the bottom for the laptop to properly vent when it gets hot. Next up is this iPhone holder that I use constantly. I always seem to be draining my battery and needed a solid charging option that still matched the aesthetics I was looking for, while allowing a great angle to view my phone when needed. To charge your phone in this, you need to get the official Apple MagSafe wireless charger that fits into it. However, Apple doesn't sell a black version. So I researched a lot and finally found a brand that fits the same dimensions pretty much exactly as the official one. That way it still blends in with the desk. An extra note, this is pretty heavy and a solid build. Now, because I had this iPhone stand, I wanted a solid iPhone case that also is MagSafe compatible to really secure my phone to the stand. If you're looking for one of the most unique iPhone cases, then you have to check out Carved. This is their live edge case, and they even added a built-in MagSafe accessory to it. Now, I originally purchased their other case and reached out to them after I enjoyed it so much, and they were able to hook me up with this case in order to showcase it to you all. And what's so special about these cases is that they are literally one-offs. They make one and then sell it. So no one will ever have the same case as you, and they constantly add new cases weekly to their site to choose from. So if you're ever in the market for an iPhone case with MagSafe, I highly recommend checking them out. Now, on to the second upgrade I recommend. Look for 3D printed templates to secure your gear to your workspace. As you probably saw in my previous studio video, I showcased the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 audio interface and had a makeshift holder for it to secure it on my desk. Now, it worked fine, but someone reached out to me after watching the video and told me there was a 3D printed template that I could make that was designed to hold the Focusrite interface. So I downloaded it and sent it to my brother Carrington, where he has a couple 3D printers and was able to get this printed out for me. And it connects perfectly. Looks so much cleaner as well. I'll leave a link in the description of this video for this template so you can get one printed if you have the same interface. Upgrade number 3 is all about the docking station. When it comes to a hub to connect everything to my laptop, I asked you all for recommendations in one of my videos as I wasn't totally satisfied with the original one I was using, and I ended up trying some of them. I was gonna make a video comparing about 4 different ones that I purchased, but honestly only one was worth showing as the other ones didn't even come close to it. And this is by a brand called QGeem, which has this Thunderbolt docking station. Now let me list out all of the things I have connected to this bad boy right now. HDMI monitor, DisplayPort monitor, USB-C monitor, audio interface to USB-C, Thunderbolt 4 to laptop, Shure mic to USB 2, HDMI cam link 4K to USB 3, Ultimately, I wanted an interface to be able to connect up to 3 monitors. I also wanted a front panel that had at least one USB-C port and one USB 3 port, as well as an SD card reader. This dock features all of them. I would honestly consider this the ultimate Thunderbolt dock for the price and minimal footprint. Now, a couple cons I ran into with this is that I needed the USB 3 port to properly display my camera via the HDMI CamLink 4K USB adapter. Because this dock only has USB 2 in the rear, I had to run the angled adapter from the front, which is the best workaround in my opinion. Also, this dock can power a laptop up to 90 watts, but because I'm on the Apple M1 Max, I need around 140 watts of power. Although it can power the laptop, I did notice the dock getting extremely hot and almost burning me to the touch. Now, once I added my own power cable directly to the laptop, the dock didn't get too hot anymore. Another small issue I had with this dock is it doesn't provide HDR options when connected to my monitor. I have to connect my monitors straight to the laptop in order for the HDR checkbox to appear in my display settings under System Preferences. This could be a bug or something, or just a limitation of this dock. However, it's not too impactful as I rarely am grading or viewing anything in true HDR right now. Overall, this Thunderbolt dock is phenomenal. Now, let's move on to the monitors. An upgrade to consider for your workflow is utilizing multiple monitors for more efficiency. Since my last studio tour, I've upgraded both of my monitors. I do a lot more color grading lately and wanted both monitors to have great color accuracy. I ended up going with the Dell UP3221Q, which is a 32-inch monitor. I mainly purchased this monitor because I wanted something specifically for color grading that also had true HDR capabilities that didn't rely on calibration from the computer. This monitor has its own built-in calibration probe, which is the coolest feature, honestly. If you want to see a more detailed breakdown of these monitors, I'll have a link up here that goes deeper into these monitors that you can watch. Next up, we have this uniquely designed monitor from LG called the DualUp Monitor. It's a 16 by 18 aspect ratio at 2560 by 2880 pixels, which is equivalent to two 2K displays stacked on top of each other in a vertical layout. As you can see, it really matches the aesthetic I prefer for the studio and blends so well with the rest of my devices. Because I have the monitor attached to the table using VESA mounts, I can move the monitor to the side and move my camera into place when I need to be on a Zoom call or record a video. After using the previous monitor stands I had with my older monitors, I decided to go with mounts that are hinged at the bottom of the table instead of a pole style stand. They're just more secure and robust with the heavier monitors. Overall, both monitors are awesome. Now make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you get a notification whenever the next video drops. I will be showcasing some really unique layouts with how I edit and color grade with them, so you don't want to miss it when it's released. Last upgrade you should consider is cable management. You probably can tell by now I really like to keep things tidy. So check out all these cable runs and how everything is tucked away visually. There are 3 things I like to use whenever I'm trying to tidy up tons of cables. Number 1, use Velcro for power supplies. I have about 3 big power supplies and they would just take up so much space in this cable net. So I ended up Velcroing them under the table using this heavy duty Velcro that has never once failed on me no matter the weight. Number 2, use these adhesive cord holders to manage multiple cables. There are sections where I had a lot of cable runs alongside each other, and this helps keep them all in place and manageable if I ever need to change one out. And number 3, using Velcro cable ties are the most effective option to keeping things out of the way and taking up less space. Instead of just shoving all the cables into this cable management net under the table, I tie each excess cable and then store them in the net. That way I can place more stuff inside the net while also making it easy to change out cables down the road if I need to. Now this isn't the most glamorous upgrade I made, but it certainly helps keep my sanity in check as a horde of cables everywhere just drives me insane. Alright, those are the 5 upgrades I've made to this office that you can do as well when you are considering your own office space. Now just to recap, number 1, get some solid device holders for your computers and mobile devices like Grove made. Number 2, consider 3D printed templates for any devices you want to store under your desk, like an audio interface. Number 3, choose a hub that can handle all the different connections you want connected to your computer. Number 4, pick up a monitor that is efficient for your workflow that also has really good color accuracy. And lastly, 5, keep a tidy space. Now, as I promised, let's talk about the LED wall really quick. In my LED slatted wall video, I had an issue with some flickering that a lot of y'all provided some great insight in the comments. Now the main theme I felt like explained the issue the best was that there was signal interference in the data cable because of the long distances between each slat. Now, an option to fix that is either add a sacrificial LED or resistor to the beginning of the long run, or to add a separate shielded wire for the data line, which should help resolve the issue. Also, most everyone recommended that I try WLED instead of the current LED controller I was using. And y'all were right. It's so much better and way more programmable. I can even segment out each slat as its own length and then create effects using those segments. For instance, I can recreate a matrix effect as if each slat is in parallel mode, or change each slat's color individually instead of as one long LED strip. I ended up really loving WLED and the integration the most that I actually decided to make another LED install. Let me take you outside to show you. This time I installed permanent LED lights on the outside of my house. I used the 5-volt option with about 5 power injections over the length of 60 feet. And I love the results and cool effects I can do on a larger scale. Maybe that should be a future video. Let me know if that interests you in the comments. Thanks for staying till the end, and I'll see you in the next video.